Welcome into our Countdown to First Pitch interview series. It's my pleasure to visit with David Martinez, head coach of Henderson State University softball, and it is a position that he took over in May. It's our first visit after doing these interviews all these years. He's familiar with them, I'm sure, because he was on the Henderson staff as a coach. So, Coach, first of all, just welcome again to now being a head coach, and thanks for coming on with us today.
Well, I appreciate it very much, Michael.
So you're named the sixth head coach in May, and that's a couple of months after everything completely shut down. Like I said, you were on the staff there at Henderson. So take us back through what it was like for you and even Coach Jackson and the softball team and just everybody dealing with this when the world came to a screeching halt.
Well, I mean, like you said, everything came to a halt, and it's just one of those. It's a whirlwind, and I'm still running with it. I mean, it's just one of those that when Coach Jackson stepped down and they promoted me up, it's just one of those that you just got to run with it. And fortunate that Coach Jackson and our relationship is really strong, and she was able to help me with this process during the time when we did shut down. And even though when they moved me into this position, she was still able to guide me along and helping me out with certain things that needed to be done.
Yeah. So what were you able to do? What were you trying to accomplish in, May and June when you kind of took over, and yet there were still so many restrictions?
From recruiting to the budgeting to the roster, talking with the team, things like that. So we had to do a lot of this, the Zoom, a lot of Zoom calls with the team, and even with Coach Jackson and things like that. I mean, even though we couldn't be around because of the COVID situation, just little things like that, just helping me through it.
So given all the circumstances, Coach, I would think that in some ways you have a little more confidence. Maybe the players have a little more confidence knowing you were already on staff there and it's not somebody completely new coming in. Do you see that as a huge plus right now?
Right now, I mean, it's just one of those things. Being fortunate to be on the staff when this situation happened, and Sean Jones giving me this opportunity and having the confidence in me, as well as the confidence just with the team. You can see that in the fall, how the team's responding, and going into right now. I mean, it's just like we haven't lost stride on anything.
So I actually just got off the call with Coach Hooten, and y'all's interviews are airing on the same day on the GAC website. He was telling me about some of the just different things you had to do in fall practice. Can you kind of tell us some of the things that you had to do differently?
Yeah, I mean, this situation that we're in, I mean, it kind of you have to create your own way of doing things. I mean, with going from small groups to individuals, I mean, cutting that down even smaller. During these times, it helped me get to know the players a little bit more, not just as a player, but as an individual a little bit more with this situation. Because, I mean, you can only be around them for so long and have so amount of groups with them. So, but the trick is, I mean, we're still trying to learn it, but, I mean, you just got to be innovative.
So let's talk about some of your players now. Let's talk about some of the returning players. And then also with you stepping up to the head coach, is there going to be anybody else kind of coming in to fill your spot? Just give us kind of an update on the team.
The team, as far as the team, I mean, we do have a good nucleus returning. We're excited about that. We have from the pitching staff to the position players. I mean, just all around. I mean, just stepping in, and they're helping me with this team. As far as I know, it's my team, but really it's them, and they've taken a lot of leadership role on that. Moving forward with that, I mean, I can rely a lot on these seniors. They know what I want. I mean, just being around them for 4 years.
All right, Coach. Well, how about talking about? Well, let's mention new players. Were you able to bring any in? Did you have any spots you needed to fill? What's the new player situation look like?
Anytime that you come in this situation, I mean, you're always going to bring in some new players that are going to be pushing the returners, and that's the biggest thing about it. I mean, we have a couple of freshmen that are fighting for a position, or I should say, some playing time right off the bat. So that's what's made it very competitive from the fall into still right now. I mean, I know the other day when I got the email about putting projected lineup, it's just really hard to put a lineup out there right now, even if it's a projected, because it's going to change game to game until we can find that one lineup that you can run with.
And for your schedule, January 29th against Delta, but then you've got the McGee-Hawkins Invitational, and I know that's just such a special tournament for the city of Arkadelphia and for both of the schools, for Henderson and Ouachita. So tell us a little bit about that tournament and the importance of it.
Well, I mean, the tournament is very important to this community because of Ronnie Hawkins and then also Mike McGee. I mean, they're very special to this community, especially Coach McGee. And Ronnie was a big umpire in this in the conference, and we just want to continue to hopefully continue having this tournament and inviting more teams to come. And this year it's going to be a little bit more COVID friendly, a little bit, I should say, is because of we're having it at 3 different venues this year, and besides at our place at Henderson and OBU, we're also going to have it at SAU just because of the teams that are coming in and then the restrictions that we have to have. But we're still calling it the Ronnie Hawkins Mike McGee tournament.
Okay, well, yeah, I didn't realize that, so that's a good way to keep it going because. I know a lot of the early season has kind of been upended with teams that typically go to Bentonville or some other tournament, perhaps. So, it's good that y'all are still getting to do that and to honor those 2 men. Anything else you'd like to add, Coach?
No, I mean, I just want to say, I mean, excited about this year, and but most of all, the way COVID, not just us, but everybody how it's hit. But I mean, everybody's been making the great adjustments for us to have a season, and then we're ready to get going.
Yeah, certainly hoping we can get some games in. So, Coach, I do appreciate the time. David Martinez, new head coach at Henderson. Best of luck this year.
I appreciate it very much. Have a good one.